Welcome to the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame Outdoor Luncheon presented by Hiland Foods. My name is Taylor Frederick, and I'm the Director of Operations for the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. This time, I would like to invite you to stand and remain standing as we honor our God and our country with an invocation led by Missouri Sports Hall of Fame 2023 ACE Award recipient Bob Roberts, followed by the singing of our national anthem by Eric Marullo.
Let's pray. Father, thank you for this gorgeous day, a day that you have made, and you've told us in Psalm 100 that we should come and enter your courts with gladness and thanksgiving. We want to take a moment to thank you for each honoree that is going to be honored today in their chosen profession. Thank you, God, for them using their God-given talent. And Father, we want to take a moment to thank you for our food. Thank you for those who have served us. And may it do a special blessing for them so they'll know it had to come from you. And Father, we would be remiss if we didn't thank you for this little slice of heaven called the Ozarks where we live. So honor us, watch over us, and guide us in the precious name of Jesus. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You all may be seated. Special thanks to Bob and Eric for getting us started today. Guys, you're in for a wonderful event induction ceremony this afternoon. I know some of you guys are still eating that. Go through the buffet lines, enjoy the wonderful food that's been prepared for you today. But without further ado, going to turn the mic over to longtime former president and CEO of the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, now President Emeritus, Gerald Andrews.
Thank you, Taylor. Bob, thank you for your prayer of invocation. And Eric, what a great job on the national anthem. By the way, Eric has just been selected by the Kansas City Royals to sing the national anthem at a baseball game this summer. Let's give him a big round of applause. What an honor that is. Good afternoon, folks. We're delighted to have you here. On behalf of the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame's Board of Directors, allow me to welcome you to the third annual Outdoor Sports Luncheon presented by Hiland Foods. This event is dedicated to recognizing those with exemplary careers and achievements in outdoor sports activities, as is represented by the 7 individuals that will be inducted today, in addition to one of our long-tenured friends who will be presented with the President's Award. I stepped down after 27 years as CEO of the Hall of Fame at the end of July and retired at the end of February of 2023. This past November, I was invited to return on an interim basis as CEO to provide some stability to the operations of the Hall of Fame and to help find a new CEO. Rob Marsh is a long time friend of mine. He was my primary contact with the Price Cutter organization for 27 years, related to the PGA tournament that the Hall of Fame manages. Rob stepped forward with a work ethic and a passion needed to take the Hall of Fame and the PGA's Price Cutter Charity Championship to a renewed era of development, growth, and success. Please welcome Rob Marsh to the podium as he'll lead us through today's program. Rob.
All right, Gerald, thank you so much for your leadership, everything you've done throughout the years. You and I have done some incredible things, and he continues to be a friend of mine and a mentor, and I think we either text or talk about every day about things. So welcome to this event today. This is an event that I wanted to introduce back, and obviously couldn't be more happier with the turnout and with the inductees and everybody that we're going to celebrate today. So I appreciate everyone being here and supporting this as we are on our path to turn things around at the Hall of Fame. We will honor some incredible individuals and teams, all experts in outdoor sports, and we will also honor one of our great community leaders, Mr. Gary Agus, with the President's Award. A highlight of our gatherings is always the opportunity to acknowledge esteemed current members of the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame who are with us today, and some of our honored inductees who couldn't be with us today, but their presence and your presence greatly enriches this celebration. As I call the names of those present, I kindly ask you to stand and remain standing so we can collectively honor your contributions. Missouri sports legends, Gerald Andrews. Is he still? He's back there getting his dinner. President's Award, Leon Combs. We have members here of the Jefferson City Track and Field Program. Bob Shore and Jeff Shore. Founders Award recipients. We also have members of the Camdenton Football Program, I believe here. Founders Award recipients, Price Cutter, Hiland Dairy, and Ozarks Coca-Cola. And if I've missed anyone, please stand and be recognized. Please give these honorees a round of applause. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the veterans and active duty personnel who have served and currently serving in our nation's armed forces. We owe you our deepest gratitude. If you're able to do so, please stand so we can show you our appreciation. I want to express my gratitude to the team of the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. I have a very honored and to have such a great nucleus of people that have been through their third leadership change in a few years. And I couldn't be more happy and blessed with the passion that they have and the dedication and listening to my crazy cost-cutting ideas and how do we turn this ship around. But they've been behind me since day one, and I couldn't be more blessed to have them. Carrie Norris, Executive Vice President. Taylor Frederick, Director of Operations. Carrie Boer, Director of Media Relations. Kaylee Berry, Business Operations Manager. Jill Barron in Accounting. And a special thank you to our volunteer, Mr. Gary Hopkins, who's here. I appreciate each of you and thank you so much for what you do for me and to the Hall of Fame. All right, let's now dive into what promises to be a great program. Our first inductee comes from the world of outdoor media. Brandon Butler is a syndicated outdoor newspaper columnist, masthead, magazine contributor, podcaster, photographer, and film producer. Let's now look at the incredible accomplishments of Brandon Butler.
In the name of conservation, he's become one of the state's leading voices.
Brandon is the epitome of today's outdoor communicator because he's at that perfect age where he has lots of knowledge and lots of skill, and he continues to grow in the formats. He knows about all the bells and whistles and how to reach people.
As a syndicated columnist, podcaster, photographer, and producer, Brandon Butler's conservation content has appeared in more than 50 newspapers and magazines. He's been on nearly 300 conservation-focused podcasts and helped launch Conservation Day at the Capitol in Jefferson City.
And we've made a lot of friends along the way that give him a lot of credit for their business starting to boom and get repeat customers because of the podcast and his outdoor riding.
He's made sure that conservation isn't just a conversation, it's a movement. He has educated and inspired countless individuals about the importance of protecting our natural resources, ensuring that future generations get to experience that same beauty and abundance that we enjoy today.
For 5 years, he served as executive director of the Conservation Federation of Missouri. For his efforts, he's been honored by the Professional Outdoor Media Association, the Mid-Missouri chapter of Trout Unlimited, the National Wild Turkey Federation, and the Missouri Outdoor Communicators.
And to have a real passion for conservation at the root of it all. He has never forgotten what the message is all about, and I think that's worthy of being in the Hall of Fame.
Butler would go on to co-author an $80 million grant that led to the creation of Prairie Prophets, a multimedia platform dedicated to landscape conservation. He currently serves as CEO of Retrieving Freedom, which trains service dogs for military veterans and children with autism. It's quite the career for a man who wasn't born in Missouri, but has made his name here.
When it comes to me growing as an outdoorsman and becoming a conservationist, you've shown me how important it is to let my voice be heard and to fight for what is right. And man, I couldn't be more proud of you. It couldn't be going to a greater guy. So enjoy the day, buddy. You deserve it.
Thank you for everything you've done for Missouri, for conservation, the outdoors, and for all of us who are lucky enough to call you a friend. And you, the best is yet to come.
So keep up the good work, buddy. Congratulations on this induction. And I know you'll continue to make all of us proud.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is a true advocate for everything outdoors. Please welcome Missouri Sports Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Brandon Butler.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here, especially to my friends and family that are here. As it said in the video, I wasn't born in Missouri, but boy, have I come to love this state. When it comes to the natural resources of our country, when it comes to the outdoors, Missouri is the pinnacle. I was born in Northwest Indiana on the south shore of Lake Michigan, and I was fortunate to have a grandpa that loved to fish. Most kids spent Saturday mornings watching cartoons. Now, I am barely old enough to remember life before cable television, but we had a UHF channel out of Chicago that played fishing shows on Saturday. So I'd stay the night with Grandpa. We'd get up at 5:30 in the morning. He'd make pancakes, and then we'd watch Bill Dance and Al Linder, Midwest Outdoors, Billy Westmoreland, and so many others. We'd then take that knowledge and travel to Minnesota, Wisconsin, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and apply what we learned to fishing trips all over. When I was 12 years old, my mom and dad brought me to my Disney World, Bass Pro Shops in Springfield, Missouri. So you want to talk about a kid being excited. When I got to walk into Bass Pro and I got to see Ethel, the 24-pound largemouth living in the tank, it changed my life. I bought my first bait caster that day. My dad's friend said, "You know how to use that?" I said, "Of course I do." First cast, bird nested so bad we had to cut the line out of the spool. About the same time, I started hunting. Now, I've got wonderful parents, but they don't hunt. My father was never a hunter, but his brother was, and his sister's husband was. So my uncles took me early, but my uncle had his own son. So I was on my own by the time I was about 14, learning how to be a hunter, and I've never stopped learning since. You know, I hunted and fished through high school. I had white-tailed deer wallpaper in my bedroom, but when it came time for me to go to Purdue, no one ever told me that I could make a career out of this. No one ever said, "Brandon, you're passionate about hunting and fishing. You should be a wildlife biologist or maybe even an outdoor communicator." I had to learn that on my own. So in 2002, upon graduation, I moved to Colorado and spent about a year there before I was promoted to Montana. Spent 4 years in Montana. While I was there, I did a master's degree at Gonzaga and started writing a lot and found out that I enjoyed writing. And I ran into an outdoor writer named Don Thomas. Don's written many books, magazine articles, and I said, "Man, Don, I would give anything to be an outdoor writer." And he just simply said, well, do it then. Why don't you do it? I said, okay, I will. And pretty soon after that, with a baby in tow and another on the way, I moved back to Indiana. I went to the Bloomington, Indiana newspaper and said, I would like to be your fishing report writer. They said, well, will you do it for free? And I said, I absolutely will. And I think that was a pivotal moment. Pretty soon after that, I was self-syndicated through a lot of outdoor newspapers. That really kicked off my passion for communicating the outdoors. In 2010, I came to Missouri and took a job at Midway USA, and that really took me into the outdoor industry. It really expanded my network and gave me a lot of opportunities. After that, I was fortunate enough to become the executive director of the Conservation Federation of Missouri. If you don't know what that organization is, I encourage you to look it up. It's the reason we have the Missouri Department of Conservation. It's the reason we have the Missouri model of conservation, which truly leads the way for all other states in this country. And it was put in place by citizens that decided wildlife was important enough to dedicate a tax on ourselves to take care of our forest, fish, and wildlife. CFM continues to lead the way, and I'm very proud that a number of those folks are here today. After that, I went to Raceline Alternative Energy, where I worked on soil health, water quality, and air quality, created a platform called Prairie Prophets to share those messages. And today I find myself as the CEO of Retrieving Freedom, giving me the opportunity every day to help other people, which I'm super grateful for. Thank you to everyone from CFM, Bill and Mary Ellen, Richard and Judy, Tyler, Steve Jones. I appreciate you all being here very much. Tyler, when I passed the baton to you to take over as executive director, you couldn't have made me any more proud. Thank you. Chris Nelson, Joe Hawkins, Eric Call, and Tron Peterson. Proof that God will bring good people to you if you open your heart to it. Adam Voigt, never let somebody tell you not to hire your friends. I'm so proud of the work we did on Prairie Prophets together. Bobby Whitehead. Oh man, I'm gonna cry. Proof that family isn't just blood. Some people have a godfather. I have a Bob father. My girlfriend Lauren, the best friend I've ever had, and I'll tell it in front of everybody, you're a better fisherman than I am. And as big as this honor is today and the other awards that I've been given in my life, nothing will ever compare to my daughters. Bailey and Annabelle, you are my legacy, and I couldn't be more proud. I love you. Thank you.
I'd like to invite the friends and family of Brandon to please stand. Brandon Butler enshrined as a member March 11th, 2025 in recognition of your outstanding contributions in the field of outdoor media.
Let me wipe the tears off my face real quick. Thank you. Congrats. Thank you very much.
Our second inductee comes from Buffalo, Missouri. Steve Dampier has been training and riding foxtrotters since the age of 14. Let's take a look at the video and find out why he is known as Saturday Night Steve.
Atop his horse he rides, many times right to the winner's circle.
It's really simple. In my opinion, Steve Dampier is the greatest hand to ever grace a Missouri Foxtrotter.
Steve Dampier has been riding Missouri Foxtrotters since he was 4 years old. He's been competing professionally since he was 14. The Buffalo High School graduate had won several Garlands in younger divisions, then in 1987 captured his first Reserve Grand Championship. It was the first of 12 Senior Open or Senior World Grand Championships. That first in '87, the latest in 2024.
Over the years, it has really gained in popularity, and now it seems that everyone refers to Steve Dampier as Saturday Night Steve. Because we all know, come Saturday Night Steve is showing up, and he's bringing it. He raises the bar, he takes it to a whole new level, and you better bring your A game if you're going to compete with that.
Not just a championship rider, but an elite championship trainer. From his stables just north of Lebanon, he has trained countless championship horses, like in 1986 when he set a record with 3 championships in one night. In 2020, he was named a top trainer by the Missouri Foxtrotters Horse Breed Association when he developed 5 horses that won world championships. He's become one of the go-to trainers in the Midwest.
Some of my best memories with Steve is his ability to train Foxtrotters for his kids and my grandkids to show and win championships on.
He was really fierce and passionate about going to work and trying to make these horses as good as they could be. Put in a lot of hours. He'd show up early in the morning and work late at nights, especially all through the summer, getting ready for some of the big shows.
At one point, he showcased his talents at the National Stock Show in Denver, putting on an exhibition and education clinic. An advocate for the sport, he is a member of the National Breeders Association and earned the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Mid-America Foxtrotting Horse Breed Association. Today, we honor him for his lifetime commitment to the sport.
Congratulations to one of my heroes, Saturday Night Steve Dampier, on your induction into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame.
Congratulations, Steve, on your induction into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of the finest riders and trainers of Missouri Foxtrotters. Here is Missouri Sports Hall of Fame inductee, Saturday Night Steve, Mr. Steve Dampier.
Oh, thank you. You're way too kind. I am humbled by this incredible honor to be inducted in the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you to the committee, administrators, and staff. I have been blessed with the support of great customers, friends, and family. Thank you all. It has been my privilege to break and train, show some of the best Missouri Foxtrotters in the breed. I want to thank my dad and brother for all their help getting me started. This has been a way of life and one I'm very proud of, and to pass it down to my kids. They have spent countless hours with me at the barn, and I haven't been able to help pass it on. To my 3 grandsons and new granddaughter in July, I can hardly wait. In closing, thanks to my mom, and always supported me, and my wife, Tracy, for such a wonderful wife. Thank you.
Would friends and family of Steve, Saturday Night Steve, please stand? We should have had that engraved on the deal, Steve. Steve Dampier, enshrined as a member, March 11, 2025, in recognition of your outstanding contributions in the field of horse training. Our next inductee comes from the world of archery. Amy Franska, to name one of her outstanding accomplishments, in one weekend she won the Classic Championship and Shooter of the Year. Let's now hear the rest of Amy's story.
Grab your bow and let's go. It's time to meet one of the best in the business.
She's been involved with athletes that have competed internationally not just state, not region, not national, but internationally.
A graduate of Marion C. Early High School, Amy Franska has been teaching archery for 2 decades. She was an instructor in Willard for 12 years, where they were one of the first in the state to implement the National Archery in Schools program through the Missouri Department of Conservation. Since 2011, she has led the Springfield Greene County Park Board Archery Program. She's also led their USA Archery Program and the Scholastic 3D Archery Club.
Amy's been blessed with the ability and the talent and the skill set to bring together facilities and competitions and promote individuals through the sport of archery.
She pushes not only co-workers and students to be their very best. She will go to battle for you if she thinks there's something you need. She'll go and help you get that.
Not only does she teach, she competes and she wins. Franska has been named the Female Compound Shooter of the Year by the Missouri Archery Association 4 times. She's been champion for the Missouri Bowhunters Association and the Show Me Games. In 2022, she won the Classic Championship and was named Shooter of the Year in the same weekend. And she was the 2023 Archery Shooters Association Shooter of the Year.
Her persistence and dedication to the sport over the years has been very inspiring.
She can shoot in more of a master's, so then that allows her a whole nother realm of collaborating with other archers to be able to create more opportunities for her own programs.
She has served on the board for the Alliance of Missouri Archers, for USA Archery and their Olympic Development Program, and as an advisor to USA Archery. She is the epitome of a competitor, a teacher, and an archery advocate.
This well-deserved recognition is a living testament to your sacrifice and selfless contribution to the sport of archery in Missouri. Congratulations.
I hope you're enjoying feeling special and being recognized for what you've given to the archery community and to the Springfield community. Congratulations, my friend.
Amy, congratulations on being inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame.
One of the leaders in archery education and competition. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Missouri Sports Hall of Fame inductee, Miss Amy Franska.
Thank you so much. Thank you to the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame staff, to Tammy and my family who are here today, especially my parents, Frank and Nancy, my brother Tim, his wife Beth, my sister Erin, nieces Sam, Tabitha, and Claire. I've got many friends here as well. Appreciate you guys coming, co-workers, and all people who I call archery family. That's what we are in our sport. We travel together, we compete together, we learn the sport, good or bad. We travel and do this together. To the Springfield Greene County Park Board, where I work currently, for the opportunity to build the programs and facilities I have down at the Davis property. We have 27 acres that I was able to take as a blank slate and turn it into 4 outdoor ranges and an indoor range. So I appreciate the support from my staff over the years, helping make that vision a reality. Thank you to our local archery partner, Midwest Archery. They're here, the Williams family. Appreciate all that you do for archery in this area and across the country and the area. Rob Shelton with Downrange Optics is also here. He supports from the novice archer to the professional archer. Just flew back from Vegas this past weekend supporting professionals. Appreciate you being here, Rob. Thank you to Greg, Chris, B, and Lori for the video. All people that I've experienced as mentors in this sport. My journey in archery kind of came about as my softball career ended. I was looking for something else to do. My uncle and cousins shot archery, and I thought, hey, let's give it a try. So really just got into archery as something to do, as a hobby, and it's turned into a career for me through Willard Middle School teaching with Coach B. Miller, through the work at the Department of Conservation for a couple years as the state coordinator, and then here at my position now. So not where I thought it would be in my future, but archery has been very special to me. working on current projects now. We're going to have a big event for any of you archers in the stands that want to come out and shoot. We're having an event at the E-Plex in a couple weeks, an indoor archery event. The USA Archery Outdoor Nationals, Target Nationals, will be here in Springfield in August. So we've got a lot of archery in the future here in Missouri. We're one of the biggest states for the MONAS program and have some of the greatest archers in the state and history. So I'm very pleased and honored to be amongst those people who've shot archery in Missouri and appreciate this award. Thank you again.
I'd like to invite the friends and family of Amy. Please stand. Amy Franska, enshrined as a member, March 11th, 2025, in recognition of your outstanding contributions to the sport of archery.
Thank you very much.
I've never been bow hunting, but if I do, I'm calling Amy. That's very impressive, Amy. Congrats. John McNabb was the coach for Camdenton High School for 46 seasons. And if that wasn't enough, John is also the mayor of Camdenton. Let's now take a look at John's historic history.
We asked folks to congratulate him on his induction, and the response was significant.
Your excellence and leadership is an inspiration to all of us.
I was super lucky to have you as my track coach, and I know this award is well deserved.
Congratulations for your honor into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame.
Thanks for inspiring athletes like me every day to follow our dreams.
And there were plenty more, all on behalf of Coach John McNabb, who coached an incredible 46 years at Camdenton, the only school he ever coached at.
I cannot think of a more deserving coach, whether it be in volleyball, basketball, or track. A huge part of my athletic success is due to him and his dedication to the Camdenton community, programs, and athletics.
For 31 years, he was head coach of the girls track and field program, where he had 3 teams finish in the top 10 at state and won the 2017 state championship. They won a combined 7 district and sectional titles, and McNabb coached 179 individual state qualifiers, which included 5 state champions and 58 medalists.
You know, after a really great race, after a PR, we'd all run over to him hoping for a little bit of praise or recognition, and he might give us a little nudge or maybe a pinch and smile, and his response was always, "Be pleased but never satisfied." And I think that's something that stuck with us too, and was also, you know, part of why we're so successful, because that was kind of the mentality that we always had after that.
A graduate of Missouri State University, McNabb was also an assistant coach for the boys program, helping them to a combined 10 district championship and runner-up finishes. He was also part of 2 state championship football teams. He now serves as mayor of Camdenton, a place he came to coach and never left.
Congratulations, Coach McNabb. We are so proud of you. This is a well-deserved honor, and we are so thankful that we've been a part of your journey.
It was an honor to be one of your athletes and now one of your coaches, so thank you for that. Congratulations.
Love you a lot. We're really proud of you, and we think you deserve every bit of this. So you have quite the legacy behind you, and I'm very honored to be part of the story and a part of the ride. So we love you, and thanks for everything.
Coach McNabb, congratulations on your induction into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame.
I am very thankful to have had him as a coach and a second dad.
He's dedicated the majority of his life to one city and to one school. Today, we honor that dedication. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Missouri Sports Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. John McNabb.
Growing up, all I ever wanted to be was a coach. In the fall of 1976, with a degree from Southwest Missouri State University, I arrived in Camdenton to begin my teaching and coaching career. It didn't take me long to notice the art teacher whose room was right across from the gym. A short 10 months later, we were married, and this August it will be 48 years. That's worked out pretty well so far. Our family expanded over the years with Jamie, John, and Julie. While I missed some dad time over the years while coaching, they grew up with a network of teachers and coaches watching over them and were part of the Laker family with great student athletes as role models. Later, we welcomed our 2 grandchildren, Blake and Riley, to the family. Not every coach could be as lucky as I was starting my career. As an assistant coach, I learned from and observed 2 Hall of Famers in Bob Shore in football and George Wilson in basketball. One of my first new friends was Carl Hunter, who would later become my mentor as a track coach. Later, I got to work with 2 more coaches who became members of the Missouri Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame, and Randy Draper and Skip Drock. I coached a total of 46 years as a Laker for a total of 72 sports seasons in 6 different sports. In my time as a football assistant, I played a small part in the first 2 state championships in Laker football history, and also many district championships. My years in track and field began in the spring of 1989. During my 33 years, I had the privilege of coaching 179 athletes, girls, who qualified for the state track meet, with 58 earning all state honors. During that time, the boys and girls won 11 district titles. Probably my first outstanding team was in 2001, where we qualified 10 different events for the state track meet. In 2015, Misha went to 5 classes in track, and we dropped to class 4. Now we competed with schools closer to our size. Our success level started to rise. In 2017, I knew we were really going to be good if I could figure out a way to put our athletes in the best spot for their success. I thought we had a great chance to come home with a state trophy if we performed well. After experimenting for a few weeks, we settled on a lineup. We were a pretty deep team and won the district championship with a lot of girls scoring points. At sectionals, we qualified only 5 girls for state, but they were in 8 events. Kylie, Grace, Natalie, Katie, and Claire had a great 2 days, qualifying for the finals in every event. Saturday, we started well with 26 points in our first 4 events. Then the rain and lightning came, delaying the meet for over 5 hours. In our final 4 events, we scored 31 more points to clinch the first and only girls' state track and field championship and the only state title in Lady Laker sports. The following year, we came back with another team trophy, finishing in 3rd place at the state track meet. Today, I accept this honor on behalf of the many coaches and administrators who were part of my journey. I thank the many parents who trusted us with their kids and the many athletes who called me coach. Thank you.
I'd like to invite the friends and family of John to please stand. John McNabb, enshrined as member March 11th, 2025, in recognition of your outstanding contributions in the sport of track and field.
Thank you.
Bob Burgett has placed more dogs in the National Gun Dog Championships than any other handler. Let's now take a look at Bob, the bird dog trainer.
Alongside man's best friend, he has become the go-to trainer.
I had no idea what to do with this dog, and no matter how many people I asked, they all had the same answer: go see Bob Burgett. So I did.
And like so many others, it's paid off. A dog trainer since 1981, Bob Burchett has placed more dogs, specifically the Brittany Spaniel, in the National Gun Dog Championships than any other handler in event history. It's estimated he has trained more than 4,000 Brittany Spaniel dogs.
He has such a talent for taking an overall process and putting it into pieces that people can understand and pieces that you can pick up and start using on those animals.
His dogs have earned the Gun Dog of the Year recognition 12 times. His animals have earned the Purina Dog of the Year award for all ages twice. Burchett himself, for the last 3 years, has been awarded as Best All-Age Brittany Handler, and in 2022 and 2024 was named the top gun dog handler.
You can tell when he gets his hands on a dog the passion that he has and the experience that he has to turn that dog into their absolute best. From the minute you go down to his facilities, which are top-notch, to the finished product that you get back in a dog that is just an absolute rock star. Bob just sets the standard in dog training.
Bob can take a dog, he meets it where it is, and he takes it to the next level.
Highly respected in the bird dog training world, Burchett has sat as the chair of the American Brittany Club for the Gun Dog Championships 5 times. He has sat for chair of the Pheasant Championships 6 times. He also sits on the board of the Field Trail Sportsmen's Association as he continues his 4-decade-plus legacy.
Absolutely thrilled that he would get this type of honor and recognition of the amount of time, because Bob spends more time and more enjoyment watching amateurs develop, run their dogs successfully. That drives him.
You emulate everything that we have for passion as bird hunters, whether you're a trial dog guy or you're an upland hunter, you just capture it all. So Bob, congratulations and best wishes, man.
A native of Iowa, he has spent much of his life here in Missouri, which includes his famed stables down the road in Conway. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Missouri Sports Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Bob Burchett.
Thank you, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here. It's such an honor. I tell people I try to remain as humble as I can. If you come into our home, you barely know that I have done anything in the bird dog world. I feel like I'm bragging to even be up here today. I'm glad to be here. As several of the folks in the room have said today, my life didn't start out on this path. The one commonality that a lot of us have on this podium up here is a competitive spirit. I was a high school wrestler, wasn't a good one, tried hard, worked through that, went to school at Iowa State to become a wildlife biologist, got out of there and spent time working in the conservation field, kind of like several of the folks up here either have or are doing. Was setting in a turkey trapping blind behind a rocket net. Sounds exciting, but probably is one of the most boring jobs I've ever had in my life. Just sketched out the first set of kennels that I had that I built then, and that was in 1981. The kennels didn't get built till 1988. Had no dream that anything would be like my life is today. Most important thing is how important those dreams are, and as Brandon said earlier, to act on those dreams when you have one. To take that background that I have and that I shared, I was lucky enough, the very first Brittany that I ever owned had a work schedule that let me be off of work for 4 days in 1980 when the upland game population was amazing in the state of Iowa. And she started everything. That's changed my life forever. Every customer that's here in the room, customers all across the country, all across the world actually, can attest to how much a little dog can change you. Still to this day, a good portion of my business is just training hunting dogs, and there's no way for me to explain to people how the competition end of it comes into. It's kind of an innocuous sport. It's a blast. It gives you a family of thousands of people all over the country. And it's been a tremendous pleasure to be involved in the outdoors. I've been blessed with a long, healthy career, seen way more than my shares of brilliant sunrises and sunsets, and it's an extreme honor, and I can't go without thanking my wife and son and their family that helps every day, and all the folks that are here that support me. I am blessed with supportive, generous, loyal clients from all over the country and all over the world, and it's been a good time. Thank you guys, and we're still keep winning.
I'd like to invite the friends and family of Bob to please stand. Bob Burchett, enshrined as a member March 11th, 2025, in recognition of your outstanding contributions in the field of bird dog training. Just east of Jefferson City in Osage County is one of the most successful high school cross-country programs in the state, the Lynn High School Wildcats. Let's take a closer look at these champions.
When they ran to win, and boy, did they win.
The history through the program, really made it easy to want to be there every day, to strive to live up to the history that was set before.
The history of cross country at Lynn High School is quite the accomplished one. Boys and girls, 36 top 10 finishes at state, including 22 top 4 finishes.
A small community, some people would not be fortunate enough to put together a team, and then every year they continue to put together successful teams. It was always something that everyone wanted. We all wanted to succeed. We all wanted to better ourselves and each other. And it was just kind of a common goal and just a known goal that everyone always wanted to work towards.
The school began running cross country in 1978. The boys won their first title in 87, then 4 more in 89, 98, 99, and 2011. The girls followed suit with championships in 1999 and 2003. Combined, they have 10 runner-up and third-place finishes.
Set a precedent all across the state that a lot of teams know about Lynn Cross Country and about Lynn High School because of the work that they did. So for me, it was just a huge honor to be able to even be a part of it. I believe my fellow teammates would say the same thing.
Coaches that were dedicated, all of our coaches, we've had 4 or 5 coaches, which is not a whole lot in 40 years. So they put their time in. They were there in the summers with them. So they just didn't, when the season was over, they just didn't leave them alone. They kept in touch and kept them working.
Perhaps the most telling stat, and one that showcases the power of the overall team, Lynn High School has had just 2 individual state champions, yet they've produced one of the most successful all-around cross-country programs in the state.
Congratulations, guys. Proud Lynn Wildcat alumni. Keep doing everything the right way.
I just thank you all and appreciate my experience and everything that I had those years that I was there.
Congratulations to all. I mean, it's just a great deal for them. And going to the Hall of Fame kind of recognizes all that hard work that we put in down through the years. Lots of miles, lots of getting up early in the morning, going running. And it paid off.
One of the dynamic cross-country programs for boys and girls in the state. Please welcome former head coach Tim Bauer, as well as members of the cross-country program from Lynn High School.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Lynn High School, Bob James, Superintendent, Chris Minix, Athletic Director, our former and current cross-country coaches and their spouses, and family members, our cross-country parents, supporters of the program, and of course, our cross-country alumni and current athletes, thank you to the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame for bestowing this prestigious honor upon us. To be considered a part of this conversation is very humbling. and we are grateful. What a great day to be a Wildcat. We have several eras represented here today by our former and current cross-country athletes, and we appreciate them being here and sharing with us in this recognition. They are a huge reason why we are here today. During our 47-year history of the program, we had 8 head coaches. Despite the variety of coaching philosophies through the years, our athletes share many of the same experiences besides winning. Hill reps on Tomachek Hill, tempo runs to Stinky Ponds, interval runs to the Slab and Deer Farm, and the occasional river run on the weekend. County Road 801 behind the field house produced a lot of miles and memories by our athletes. Thank you to our cross-country parents and program supporters over the years. You are another huge part of our success. Our parents always stepped up to the challenge, and we had the best, whether it was providing pasta dinners, being course monitors, working the water stations, concessions, timing and scoring, and of course, working the infamous puke chute. Thank you to our spouses and family members. You allowed us the time away from home to do what we enjoyed the most, teach and coach these great athletes, and allowed us to form a lasting cross-country family. I think I can safely say that none of us 8 coaches ever expected this day to happen. Lonnie began this program in 1978 and later on led us to our first of 7 championships and 22 top 4 finishes. Scott brought the first team to state and put Lynn on the map. Brian and Dave stepped up and led successful campaigns during their tenure. Brett took the program to an elite level with his hard work and determination. I strive to be a good steward of this successful program and was blessed with great athletes that were competitive every time we towed the starting line. But it was Sue Ann and Robin that made our program truly all-inclusive and gave us the true meaning of winning with an athlete named Chris. Chris was always surrounded by compassion and sportsmanship from his own teammates, but also from other schools as well that we competed against. That, in a nutshell, is what cross-country is all about, family. With the efforts of all of us here we are. Let me finish by summing up all of this with a widely used proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Go Wildcats. Thank you.
All right, I'd like to recognize members of the team here. James Ashby, Myra Baker, Reed Baker, Robin Baker, Richard Bauer, Sue Ann Bauer, Michael Bauer, Tim Bauer. You have a basketball team there if you have a get out of the track or the cross country. Mulaney Bauer Bayless, Elsie Brandt, Michael Brandt, Carl Broman, Jeremy Epps, April Everett, Jason Franken, Audrey Frowning, Marissa Gelhart, Ethan Grellner, Ryan Hackman, Gemma Haslag, Tasha Haslag, Alan Hust, Arnelia Yeagers, Bob James, Jennifer Kirk, Brian Kirk, Mark Brandt, Chris Monks, Jay Holt. You might have to help me with that one, Coach.
Perry Kluzak.
Perry Kluzak. I didn't want to say it wrong. Lily Kluzak. We got a whole basketball team here, too. Logan Kluzak, Reagan Kluzak, Lindsay Label. Is it Caddy? Is that how you pronounce that? Is she here?
Yeah, Katie.
Katie, well, Caddy. Katie Langlands, my apologies. Jeff Laughlin, Emily Lurkins, Kylie Messenger, Colby Nalges, Brett Phillips, Matthew Pointer, Jill Shulin, Mandy Shulin, Aaron Stalter, Lonnie Thompson, Ramsey Chapler, Vince Chapler, Terry Chapler, Brandon Vernon, Sherilyn Voss, Doug Voss, and Kristen Warren. Please give this team a round of applause. Lynn High School Cross Country Program enshrined as a member March 11, 2025 in recognition of your outstanding contributions in the sport of cross country. Born in Branson in 1967, Mike McClellan has emerged as one of the most successful pro bass fishermen from Missouri. Mike has competed in over 261 tournaments. Let's see Mike's secret and celebrate his accomplishments.
From the very beginning, his future in fishing was pretty much set.
My dad would take Michael down on the boat dock and catch perch, and we have a stringer of him with his first stringer of perch that I guess was his first memory of fishing.
A native of Blue Eye, Mike McClellan cut his fishing teeth on Table Rock Lake. It included his championship in the 1992 Central Pro-Am. It set the stage for his professional career.
Once he got into bass, and kind of like everybody out there gets the 2-3 years under his belt, you started seeing his consistency in his fishing, and that drove him.
In total, McClellan has competed in 263 sanctioned BASS events with 185 finishes in the top 30. It includes 32 times finishing in the top 10 with 8 victories, including 4 in the Bassmaster Elite Series.
I've been a painting contractor all my life and wall covering, and Michael was an excellent painter and above all, installing wall covering. And that's how he and I supported the sport going into it. But the big break in tournament fishing is when he won the back-to-back BASS tournaments. And Dad didn't have to support him financially in that part anymore. That's when it made a big turn.
I mean, you know, when he could catch fish, different lakes, different times of year, man, his talent showed out, and he put a lot of work into it.
He has competed in the signature Bassmasters Classic 11 times, 3 times finishing in the top 5. In his official BASS career, he has caught more than 8,000 pounds of fish.
And we couldn't be any more prouder. Michael, I knew from the minute you were born that you were going to be a champion someday, and you proved us right, and we love you for that. My mother always said we grew up with you, and I guess that's true even today, but we love you. We're so proud of you and all of your accomplishments, and we know you have many, many more to fulfill.
All of us here, Mike, in Missouri, and all the tournament anglers you've competed against, dude, we're extremely proud for you. And, you know, we got a few more years to go, and we wish you the best. And we're glad to see you get this accomplishment.
He grew up fishing on the lakes in the Ozarks and parlayed it into a multi-decade professional career. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Missouri Sports Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Mike McClellan.
Thank you all so much for being here today. This is an incredible honor, and I got to start by thanking my good Lord and Savior for blessing me with the talents and skills that have allowed me to get here today. Amen to that. You know, it's crazy to be standing up here on the stage. It is so much different than walking up on a stage carrying a bag full of bass, weighing them in with the excitement and everything going on. But today, it's about thanking the folks that have made this possible. I want to thank the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame Commission, the board, and everybody. It's been an incredible day today. It's just an honor to be standing up here on the stage. So different, though, than being on stage, competing. Gentleman mentioned earlier, competition is, I think, what has driven every one of us sitting here on this stage. And that's what fishing has always been to me. I was competitive from the earliest days that I can remember, and something was always driving me. I want to thank the people that have made that possible for me. Looking back through my career, I kind of look at it in two different phases. In the early years, my mom and dad said it. It was all about family and friends and aunts and uncles and grandmothers and grandfathers that supported my drive and desire to be just a good angler, to do what I love to do, to compete. I turned every bit of angling into competition, it seemed like, from when I was a child. My dad and I and my brother, we learned to fish together. Fishing on Table Rock, growing up in Reed Spring, Missouri, we learned the sport together. Having the opportunity to grow up here in the Ozarks, with Johnny Morris's founding of Bass Pro Shops. I can remember in Reed Spring, there was a Bass Pro Shop outlet store as a kid. Every day the bus would go by there, it was like, man, I want to go in there. And then the trips that we would take to Springfield, being able to go into, I don't know if it was because I felt like I was going somewhere maybe I shouldn't have gone, but in the Brown Derby liquor store and shopping at Bass Pro Shop. It was what I dreamt about every time we went to Springfield. But that's kind of what, got everything going. And I want to thank all the folks here with Bass Pro Shop. There are engineers here, folks from marketing, upper management. Kelly Power, he was the one that, in the early years, I guess had the confidence in me to get me involved. Got friends and family here, my boys, my wife, my mother-in-law, father-in-law. It's just incredible. I'll have to say, as the second part of my career started, when I first started dating my current wife, Stacy, her mother asked her what it is that I did for a living. And Stacy told her I was a professional angler. She literally slammed her hand down on the table and said, "Stacy, can't you find someone with a real job?" So it's been just an incredible journey. All my family supported me. I've got folks from Andy's Frozen Custard here. For any of y'all that want to join us afterwards, we're going to make a trip to Andy's, have some Andy's Frozen Custard. Blake and his wife Sarah from Beat Down Outdoors, they've been big supporters. It's been awesome to be able to be involved in this sport, to be a part of this recognition today. Thank you all so much for coming.
Would all the friends and family of Mike please stand? No, we got quite a few of them. And Mike, I'd like to fish, and I'd like to experience being up on a stage with a bag full of bass to see how different it is.
It is a lot of fun.
Mike McClellan, enshrined as a member, March 11th, 2025, in recognition of your outstanding contributions in the sport of bass fishing. Since 1969, Dale and Peggy Seiler, the owners of Ozark Shooters Incorporated, have done their part to build up the Ozark shooting community. Let's now take a look at the story of Dale and Peggy.
It is a place that shooters go to unwind and unload.
Whether it be traps, skeet, sporting clays, rifle, pistol, cowboy action, they built it all.
Graduates of Parkview and Central High School, Dale and Peggy Seiler ran a popular gun store from 1969 to 1992. Along the way, in 1989, they opened the Ozark Shooters Complex on Highway 65, starting with 25 members. 36 years later, 450 full-time members call the facility home, a place that has opened doors to shooting programs in the region.
It really put the Southwest Missouri shooting sports programs in action. They were very instrumental, not only in a good place to go practice, but also a place that new coaches could go and learn the game and learn the rules that they needed to do.
With a passion for giving back, the Silers and Ozark Shooters have proudly hosted schools, businesses, charities, and national organizations for their shooting competitions. It's been the home site for the Hall of Fame's Sporting Clays Classic for more than a decade, and home to the Platinum Clubs and Clays Classic as part of the Price Cutter Charity Championship, helping to raise millions of dollars for local Ozarks children's charities.
Their target setters have kept up with the game and actually set the pace for the game, which has made a lot of difference for the shooters and the challenge of the game.
But when it comes to the next generation, that's where they've really excelled, trying to get our youth out into shooting sports and into our great outdoors. There's where Dale and Peggy, second to none, has definitely raised the bar of excellence.
Atop their 65-acre tract, the complex is open 362 days a year, ensuring that those who love their skeet, trap, and sporting clays always have a place to call home.
Dale, Peggy, I congratulate you. I know of no one that deserved any more recognition than you guys.
The best wishes and congratulations to Dale and Peggy for this achievement. It's well deserved.
Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything you have done and continue to do for our communities and the state of Missouri. Every time there's a need out there, thank you for always being there.
It is one of the hidden gems in the Ozarks and been going strong for 36 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Missouri Sports Hall of Fame inductees, the staff and members of the Ozarks Shooters Sports Complex, and their owners, Mr. and Mrs. Dale and Peggy Siler.
It has been quite an adventure. Dale and I have been together for 65 years of marriage. We were together for 3 years prior to that, so we have been together most of our life, and we have had a great following of people that have been a great inspiration for us. Dale and I started out in 1969 with our 2 young daughters, Cindy and Mindy, and started Ozark Shooters. We spent 22 years there, whereas 19 of those, I guess, 20, my oldest daughter and I ran the gun club. Dale was at the shooting complex, which we opened in 1989 on April Fool's Day. Not sure that was the best choice, but that was the choice. And with that, we have spent a lifetime of enjoyment. And it is a pleasure to go to work every day. It is not work. It is something we love to do. And with all of our family who is here today with us, our daughters, our grandkids, our great-grandkids, my sister, the rest of my family of nieces and nephews, I want to thank them for taking the time and to have done all of this with us. They have spent a time of enjoyment with us, and we have a huge crowd of members here today that I want to thank deeply. They have helped us make Ozark Shooters. They are all family to us. We will always be very grateful for everything they have done for us. And we hope that as the years go on, our manager and daughters will continue on with the business. Jordan's been with us 23 years. He's been with us since he was very young. He's like a son. So we would really appreciate all of you and everything you have done for us. And we are happy to be with the Sports Hall of Fame. They have been with us at several of our events. They have put on their events with us, and it is a great honor to be an inductee into the sport. Thank you, all of you.
I feel pretty safe standing up here behind about 50 shooters. Second here, I want to make sure we recognize everybody that supported. And to Peggy, agree on the Hall of Fame side and the Price Cutter Charity Championship. You guys have been outstanding partners, and we have a lot of great events with you in the past. I'm looking forward to more in 2025. All right, I'd like to take this time to recognize all these individuals. Don Allman, Ronald Anderson, Robin Anderson, R.L. Bennett, Steve Bettis, Becky Berthwick, Kent Kennedy, Bill Chestery, Mike Cooper, John Crichton, Kyle Dennis, Diana Dye, Dennis Dye, Charles Fales, Mike Fielder, Deborah Fitzgerald, Pam Harp, Kevin Harp, Corey Huff, Mike Lee, Rod McFadden, John McNellis, Robert and Deb Malign, Adam Nagler, Joe Nagler, Kurt Nagler, Mark Nix, Joe and Bev Rosenthal, Paul Dribnock, Glenda Dunn, Greg Evans, Todd Jansen, Mike Ramsey, Jesse Wilson, and remembering Jim Johnston. Please give them all a round of applause, and thank you for being here. Dale and Peggy, that's pretty incredible support,
It
as
is,
you know.
and all the families that are with them. We really appreciate all of you.
Thank you all. When they clear off, we'll get a picture. Where are you going to put this at?
Oh, right up in front.
Dale and Peggy Seiler and Ozark Shooters Sports Complex enshrined as members March 11th, 2025, in recognition of your outstanding contributions in the sport of shooting. Thank you, guys. Congrats. A graduate of Logan Rogersville, Lester Freeby began racing in 1955 and became an 8-time track champion. I hope you enjoy the video celebrating one of the best to do it, Lester Freeby.
He was an old school, old-fashioned racer from right here in the Ozarks.
But he always was very passionate about doing better and trying to win a race or finish better. He had a good way about him always.
A graduate of Logan Rogersville High School, Lester Freeby started racing back in 1955, soon becoming one of the area's finest drivers. He won track championships at 8 different locations, from Kansas City to Nevada, from Bolivar to Springfield to Humansville, and all parts in between.
In those days, you have to remember the population of Springfield was about 66,000. The fairgrounds held about 5,000 people, so about 8% of the city was at the racetrack every Friday night watching the stock car races, of which Lester was racing. So our name's on a car out there racing out there, and a guy like Lester at the wheel. So it's just, it's just exciting to get out there. We just couldn't wait for Friday nights.
Driving his signature number 13 car, he raced in the International Motor Cars Association, the IMCA, winning the 1969 Points Championship. In the decade of the 60s, he was voted by the fans as their #1 favorite driver.
Lester won quite a few races and was very competitive, and lots of times he beat us. He never roughed anybody up on the track, and if he could pass you, he would win. But he was a good sportsman and a good darn hard competitor.
They brought out the big championship trophy, which is about 6 feet tall, and the whole grandstand erupted, in which ended up being about a 5-minute standing ovation because Lester had beat the other drivers by 1 point, and it was just phenomenal. And so he was just so well liked, and everybody appreciated him. He was so accessible to fans and just a really great guy.
He is a founding member of the Ozarks Area Racers Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to preserving the rich racing history of the region and to recognize those who most influenced it, those like Lester Freeby.
Congratulations on this fine honor. You're very much deserving of it, and congratulations, sir.
Lester, you're just a legend in the racing of the Ozarks. And so he just kept all of that alive all these years, and just so many great memories. And again, Lester, thank you so much for all those memories of a lifetime.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the true racing greats from the Ozarks. Please welcome Missouri Sports Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Lester Freeby.
To say this is humbling and understatement. I fell in love with racing as a kid when my brother took me on a surprise trip to McCracken Field. That's to watch cars go around the racetracks. I was about 13 years old, and I probably wet my pants from the excitement. I saw cars with bended fenders, cars turning over. It really was something to see. At 15, I bought a car and headed to the drag strip. I was racing, but it wasn't exciting enough. I just had to have more of it. I found a sponsor who bought me a first car, my first race car. I had no idea it would put me on this stage today. I had the opportunity to race at a lot of tracks and pick up more than my share of trophies. Racing got in my blood, and it was still here, even in today. I couldn't have gotten there without so many people. Car owners like Louis Gottschall, who put me in the iconic purple number 13 Buick. O'Reilly's of Springfield and the Powell brothers in Springfield, and Coca-Cola in Kansas City, who were primary sponsors. The fans that come on every weekend religiously to watch us all back when racing was the thing to do on a Friday and a Saturday night. My brothers, Earl and Johnny, they followed me into racing. And of course, my family for their support and the good Lord to keep me safe. I want to say thank you to the board and all of these that have made it possible for me to be here today. This is an absolute privilege, and I want to say thank you for giving me that feeling of winning a race one last time. Thank you.
I'd like to invite all the friends of Lester and family, please stand, be recognized. Well, Lester. Lester Freeby, enshrined as a member March 11th, 2025, in recognition of your outstanding contributions to the field of motorsports. want to apologize to the Ozark shooters as I left a few names that I didn't call out and recognize, and I'd like to take that time to do that. We appreciate their support, and I apologize that that got missed. Would you please rise as I say your name? Troy Potter, Jean Rickard, Diane Rickard, Landon Robbins, Tim Robertson, Eileen Roberts, Stoney Robertsu, Barbara Rowland, James Rowland, John Russworm, Mike Schultz, and it says Peggy Seiler, the other Peggy Seiler. Dr. Edward Skynes, Pat Strothkamp, Alan Van Skyke, Margaret Van Skyke, Billy Watkins, Dan Weddle, John Wiggins, staff Mandy Klein, Dale Klein, Jeremy Ellingsworth, Jordan Ellingsworth, Randy Ellingsworth, Cindy Emery, Marshall McClure, Mike Schultz, in memory, Jerry Dodson and Gary Huff. Again, I apologize for leaving that off and wanted to make sure I took the time to recognize each of you. Thank you. I am now honored to present Mr. Gary Agus with the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame President's Award. Gary was the president of Hiland Dairy for 20 years and retired in 2023. Gary made certain that Hiland Dairy was there and a champion of the Hall of Fame and the Price Cutter Charity Championship. Gary was also an extremely accomplished athlete, earning various All-State honors at Joplin Memorial High School and earned a football scholarship at Missouri Southern. Gary is truly one of the finest human beings I've ever met, and I couldn't be happier for him and his family. Please enjoy this video of Mr. Gary Agus.
A business that started nearly 90 years ago, today is a staple in the community. His leadership, one of the reasons why.
Every great team needs a great leader. So you got Gary Agus, really the Andy Reid of Hiland Dairy.
The President's Award is bestowed to individuals who champion sports across the state and the mission of the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. Gary Agus, a former three-sport athlete at Joplin Memorial, served as president at Hiland Dairy for 20 years. It was during that time the company became one of the longest-running corporate partners of the Hall of Fame. It's when they joined as one of the lead sponsors of the Price Cutter Charity Championship. With Agus and Hiland's support, the tournament has gifted more than $21 million in total to Ozark's children's charities.
Working with you over the years, I've realized that you have always contributed and participated in any kind of local sports programs, charities, and especially the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. From the beginning, you were one of the main supporters.
You look at a lot of events in the community, not only with these tournaments, and they lend their financial support to as many as they can, but just product. There's a lot of events where you call up, boy, we could use some milk, orange juice, ice cream. What a great treat. I don't know that you could find a better partner.
He helped grow Hiland Dairy into a multi-billion-dollar industry leader, and he made sure the community shared in the wealth. Along with the Hall of Fame and the PGA Tournament, Agus led Hiland to major supporting roles with the Springfield Cardinals, the Boys and Girls Club, Missouri State University, the Blue and Gold and Pink and White tournaments. And that's just to scratch the surface.
But all of this stuff that he's done in the area, not with Gary and with Hiland Dairy in the past, it's great what they do for our community. I got a chance to, not only with the Cardinals, with Price Cutter, to experience what Hiland Dairy does. So great partner and a great man at the helm.
Gary Agus ultimately spent nearly 40 years with the company before retiring. Along the way, while building its business, he built its reputation as one of the leaders in support in the community.
Congratulations, Gary. Well-deserved honor. Thank you for what you do for the community. Thank you for what you and your team at Hiland have done and continue to do.
Gary, I'd like to make a toast to you and to the inductees today. Congratulations again, and enjoy this special day with your family and friends. Well deserved.
Ladies and gentlemen, a true supporter of sports and community initiatives, please welcome Mr. Gary Agus, the recipient of the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame President's Award.
Well, thank you. It's awful nice to hear those wonderful comments. I'd like to start off the day with congratulating the other awardees here today. This is a very deserving group that I'm very proud to be a part of. Contrary to these awardees, I am not here because of any athletic accomplishment, but I am here because of my and Hiland Dairy's love and support of sports in the state of Missouri. I would like to thank the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame for presenting me with this award. Specifically, thanks to the Missouri State Hall of Fame Board, Mr. Rob Marsh and staff for this recognition. You know, we all work hard throughout our lives to support our families and to represent the companies we work for and to support causes that we think are good for the communities we live and work in. It is a humbling experience when others outside of your immediate family recognize your efforts with a prestigious award such as this. Again, I'm very thankful and appreciative. I'm also thankful and appreciative of the love and support I've received from my high school sweetheart and wife, Debbie, and my family sitting down here in the front. Well, you've heard the bio on me, and I'd just like to follow that up with a few comments on our support of sports in Missouri. I have always been a sports fan. Growing up in Joplin, I really enjoyed being able to play sports and having some success, but nothing like what the athletes achieve that we induct into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. Sports helped me develop a competitive attitude to always work hard and do your best at whatever you are doing. That attitude helped me achieve some success in my life. Just a little sales pitch here first. In my mind, milk is the original sports drink. Growing up in my day, coaches were always telling us to drink milk to help build muscle and strength so we could compete better in the sports we were involved with. Today, science supports that chocolate milk is a great recovery drink for athletes to consume after a workout. Myself and all the Hiland management team have supported sports because it is such a great fit for the healthy and nutritious products that we produce and sell. We have always tried to support good causes in the communities we do business in. We knew that the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame would be great for the Springfield area and the state of Missouri. Price Cutter has always been a very good customer of Hiland's, and this was another way for us to support them to help the many charities that the tournament provides for. So it is because of the many benefits Springfield and Southwest Missouri, or Missouri in general, receives by hosting these events, in addition to helping the charities, that myself and Hiland Dairy have stayed committed and even grown our participation over time. In addition, we have directly supported many of the food banks and charity organizations throughout the years, and seeing what the Price Cutter Charity Championship does to help fund the thousands of kids in these local charities makes us proud to be a part of that. I have personally enjoyed attending as many of the award banquets as I could through the years, listening to the coaches and athletes tell their stories of how and what inspired them to achieve their goals and successes that they had in their careers. I enjoy hearing the stories today. Having followed sports throughout my life, I'm familiar with many of these achievements, and it was interesting for me to hear all their stories. So, part of Hiland's mission statement is simply do right. And supporting the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame and the Price Cutter Charity Championship, we feel, certainly helped us to do that. So in closing, thank you for this prestigious award. I am very humbled by this and appreciate it very much. Thank you. You take this off? Yeah. Oh, get me a new jacket.
Yes, get a new jacket. bring you back to the Joplin days of the leather jacket.
Yeah. I don't think I can get into those anymore. All right. Okay.
The Missouri Sports Hall of Fame President's Award presented to Gary Agus, March 11th, 2025, for his outstanding contributions, service, and loyalty to the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame.
Okay. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
This now concludes the 2025 Outdoor Sports Luncheon. I once again congratulate all the inductees and appreciate you spending these couple hours with us and supporting the Hall of Fame. I'm proud to announce that the Hall of Fame, we have made some significant strides in the last 60 days and back to much stable ground, and looking forward to many, many events that we have planned for 2025, and also to kick off the Prize Cutter Charity Championship. So we are making progress, and the support that you've shown today means more than you can imagine, and supporting all of these individuals, and congratulations to each and every one of you. Have a safe trip home, and feel free to hang out, and we can get pictures of, I know there's obviously several groups here that if you want to get pictures, we've got a backdrop back on the back, but, and then some free Hiland ice cream, right, Gary?
That's right.
That's right. All right. Thank you all again. Have a great afternoon.